So, following what can only be described as an absolute shit week at work, once again up on my way to the property, we had, in review, we had quite a bit of storm damage. I'm not sure how well the video conveyed that, but it was an utter disaster zone. Took 4 of us and my wife, and some pretty heavy duty tractor work to get the road cleared. We had like no less than 7 major trees down across the access road to the camp. And one section couldn't be described by anything else other than a wall, right? That was my Saturday, which is my wife's birthday weekend, so naturally she was a little bit on edge. And then I was between 2 problems. It was either one, come up here and piss the wife off and have it be distracting me all day long, or 2, not go, piss my friends off and feel awful. So I decided to take my wife up along with me, which it's a mixed bag to see what the results are that, because by the time she was up here, she ended up giving one of my friends a little bit of a piece of her mind, and whether it was appropriate or not, I don't know. Because it came down to the property up here is essentially, in her view, and maybe in mine too, it's for fun, it's for recreation. And here we are driving into a hurricane disaster zone where, you know, people have genuine problems of their own, you know. So that was the bottom line. But as an aside, the only way we were going to be able to get this road cleared and make it to camp was to have as strong of a team as we could manage with as heavy as of equipment as we could bring to bear. So yesterday was sort of a now or never for that, or the season was going to be very difficult. Now the rest of the property, I'll try to get some footage here, but the rest of the property is unknown at this point. The landowner asked us to leave any down timber to cross access lands until they see if there's any sort of assistance or claims that can be made for the cleanup, which sort of sucks, because on 525 acres of rough woodland, for us, ATV access is nearly essential, especially as it comes to extracting a harvested animal. So today's goals are going to be we're going to scout out and get out into the property a little bit, cut some bypass trails around what I'm sure is going to be down timber on the access roads, and check to make sure that all of our hunting points are still in position, report those findings to the rest of the club, then hang a couple cameras, put up a new blind where we made the bear-proof feeder that was in the video a few weeks ago, and go from there, see what we got. Now, what made this week suck was my one senior technician, my lead tech. He's older. Guy's 61 years old, and he had been short timing us for like the last 2 years. And his wife passed away earlier this year, and he came back to work way too soon. He's always been grumpy. Like, he was a grumpy asshole before his wife passed. We gave him a lot of leeway and a lot of space and a lot of respect, and we never really got the respect in return. It just seemed like whatever we gave, he didn't reciprocate. You know, the guy, for whatever reason, maybe it was his whole life, I don't know, but lived as if it was only his feelings that were important. Like to slam his tools, throw little fits, and lately it's expanded to he was normally just, he would talk back and give a face full of ass to me as manager or my boss as owner, but it had recently expanded to he was treating our service riders the same way. And, they're learning and they're always developing, and they don't have as much experience in the auto business as we do. So naturally, there's a little more patience required, and they're on edge. And if you lose your mind, if you lose your cool to these people, it doesn't help them. It doesn't help them get you the things you need. Like if a part's wrong or if you need an additional part, you losing your shit doesn't help you get that part faster. So, similar to me, I had taken Friday off to make an extra long weekend through the Labor Day weekend. And he had actually taken 3 days off. So he did Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then we had Monday off already. And we get to work on Tuesday. You get a nice long evening, nice long weekend. Everything's cool. We see him on Tuesday morning. We say, "Hey man, how was your weekend?" And he just spouts out, "Too short." Just nasty guy. In the last few weeks, one of our ladies says, "Hey, good morning." And he's like, "What's so good about it?" And just throws a fit about everything. Just really on edge. I mean, I'm no clinician, but like how they say depression in older and middle-aged men manifests itself in anger and whatever, and maybe, but how far do you actually allow that behavior before it begins to affect other people, other teammates? The answer to that is you don't allow it too fucking far. It's gotta stop somewhere. Especially when the guy can't give you a solution and he's fucking miserable. You know what? It's time for us to seek company elsewhere, So we get through Tuesday, he does his thing, and Wednesday happens and we have work lined up, and here lately we've been very busy. So as a result of being very busy, what we'll do is, because the boss and myself are both master technicians, we'll tend to take the diagnostic results, we'll check out the vehicles, figure out the parts we need, and literally just lay out the work for the guys to do. So all they got to do is just crunch in, do the work, have a nice day. Well, Wednesday happens. He gets a big job done, and we set him up with big projects because the guy's a producer. Better than 120, 130% productivity consistently, which brings me to the problem I'll get to here shortly. Wednesday rolls around, we have a Z06 Corvette come in that needs an AC compressor. And it's getting close to lunchtime, and we work out the dispatch order and determine, okay, the next job for, well, I'm just going to call him so-and-so, is going to be the vet. And, boss man decides, hey, I'm going to put my foot down. It's what work there is. He needs to work on this. That's all there is to it. Because we were sort of anticipating some pushback. Because here lately, he's been like, I'm not going to work on that. And then 2 weeks ago, he actually threw a repair order back at a service rider. So-and-so can do it. I'm dirty and busy, da-da-da-da-da. Well, we attempt to give him the Corvette to work on. He's like, I'm not working on that. And it's close enough to lunch that he has his lunch, he does his thing, and he goes back to the boss, and he's like, okay, so what's next? And we say, hey, listen, the Corvette's it. That's what we have to work on. Now, we do have other vehicles. However, for his skill set and what we need him to do, based on what we've promised to customers, what we feel our workforce will be most efficient at, all things calculated, the Corvette was next for him. He's like, I told you I'm not working on that. And boss says, you can either work on this, hang out till 5 and go home, or you can go home now. And he's like, well, I guess I'll just come back and pick up my tools. And at that point, we were like, if that's the way it's got to be. Took it as a quit without notice, and there it is. Now, it's sad. He's been with us a while. The business that I'm at has only been in existence for 4 years, and this man's worked 3 of those 4, if not better than 3. Senior guy, a lot of knowledge, a lot of experience. He's lost some ground diagnostically, is determined that he doesn't want to learn anymore, doesn't want to buy new tools, doesn't want to grow anymore, because for whatever reason, it seems like in my experience, some people when they hit a certain age just feel like they don't have to grow anymore, they don't have to learn anymore. But I'll tell you what, that's not the case. And guess what else? 60 isn't old anymore, people. I don't know how many different ways I can say that. Don't give me that shit. And don't give me that shit as if I'm not old either. So what? You're old enough to be my older brother or my older sister. Fuck you. Get to work. I'm here too. And I sometimes wonder, and it may not be so much now, because I have gotten a little bit older in the last 10 years, but when I was first moving into these positions, was some of it from this old breed? Was it bias they had against us because we were business owners and business managers at a younger age, and these other people have tried in the past and failed or never tried? I don't know, but we will miss him. We will miss him. To give you the bottom line is 130% from this person. It equates to $12,000 to $15,000 a month of gross income if we count labor, not counting the parts that he moves. So it's a whole. It's stressful. Regardless of your business's size, we're not big. We're less than $2 million a year, but even at that level, you feel 15 grand a month. You're going to feel 15 grand a month, and we have an overhead. We have hourly office staff that counts on physical productivity, and he's going to leave a hole. But his attitude and everything, the last couple of days without him, it has upset the one service writer that I was telling you about a few weeks ago in my office. She was upset, and you should have seen the look on her face when we decided to let him leave. She had this look of fear, because she, as a service writer, has shot back at me with, I'm not going to do that, here and there. So maybe she remembered that, like, I'm not going to call that customer, I'm not doing that, you do it, And it may come to pass as we continue to grow to get quality people. Quality people don't behave that way in a professional environment. Now, you can say there should be respect for what he had, and in essence, it's sort of a strike if one of your people refuses a task. But I guess you see how we handle strikes. But shit, in the last 2 days though, it's sort of like when John left when I was at the last place. It was like, holy shit, I'm gonna miss somebody else being here half an hour early, because the younger people, the kids, they breeze in at a couple minutes late, 15 minutes late, 10 minutes late. It's just the last of a breed. And I don't have too bad feelings about it. We talked about it after the event, and in a way it's been a relief, because the guy's been a time bomb Again, like I said, even before his wife passed away. So, what do y'all think? What would you do? Or have you been in that same situation? Or, you know, which person have you been in this situation? Inquiring minds want to know. Like an abused baby. Oh, man. Okay. I'm gonna try to keep you out of frame so I can post this on YouTube. I know you're shy.
I have my own YouTube channel.
You do?
Yeah.
For the airboating?
No. Mechanic and airboating.
Oh, the whole 9 yards?
Yeah.
What's going on with that?
My wife won't leave me the fuck alone. She wants to video me working on stuff.
She wants to make the money.
She does.
You're gonna be a social media influencer.
Probably not.
You probably could with that engine you got. Did you put the engine on?
Not yet.
That engine's gonna be a hit. They got those TikToks.
Yeah.
You do a
That's what
TikTok,
I do TikTok too.
and you put music to that engine. I'm thinking Black Betty, you know, Black Betty, Black Betty, and then you show your airboat, Black Betty.
I showed the truck coming apart.
Oh,
Made a YouTube of the truck coming apart, explaining what I was doing with the engine.
you didn't use your real name, did you?
No.
That's good.
And then I couldn't video me building it because it was so fucking hot. I didn't have air conditioning in my garage.
Once you get some of that social media money,
Yeah.
they got those little units for $400. Oh my gosh, look how close we are.
Yeah, you didn't know that? You were thinking you were thirsty, wasn't you?
No, maybe. I bet 4 of us could do this if we started in the morning.
You need a tractor to move it though.
Too heavy?
It's heavy. Some of these my new ones are moving.
If our other friend was here, who shall name nameless for the sake of the video, he'd talk about how his winch would do it.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, gotta play jungle gym now.
Yeah. That's Eric in it.
Son of a bitch.
Well, at least it's got cover on it now.
Smart Alec. How hard do you think that's on there? It's bent down.
Huh?
It's bent down.
I know. It came all the way down the top of that whole tree.
Think I can cut it?
The problem is when you cut it, actually I don't think it's holding anything.
No, it's just sitting on it.
It's just sitting on it.
Okay. So I just got to be careful that nothing makes me come back.
Do you have a rope we can throw over it? I just pull it off of there.
I do. Yeah, I see it's not connected right there.
Connected. Wow. Actually,
Pandemonium.
I don't know if I can crawl up that tree and get to it.
No, don't do that.
Well, I was going to crawl up that tree and throw the rope over it.
Oh. You like that over climbing ladder?
I don't know.